Roth IRA, traditional IRA, 401k. What are they? Welcome to Finan Simple, where money is made easy. And this video is a beginner's guide to how these accounts work. What are their differences? Their pros and cons? As you watch this video, you'll learn which is better for you. What if you already have one open? Now you will know what to do with it. Let's get started. These three accounts are all intended to assist you in saving money for retirement. They have limitations on when you may withdraw the money. To maximize your money and avoid negative tax penalties, you will need to be at least 59 and a half years old. But they also have fantastic tax advantages. You might be losing out on tens of thousands of dollars if you don't use the significant tax savings that come with having these accounts. The traditional IRA was the only IRA available in the past, hence the name. A traditional IRA is taken from pre-tax dollars, which means if you make the maximum contribution to your traditional IRA of $6,000, your taxable income is reduced by $6,000. This can be huge because it could affect your overall tax bracket and save you big money in the long run. The $6,000 you put in your traditional IRA is not taxed, which could save you 12 to 32% taxation on that $6,000 depending on your tax bracket. Think of it like making charitable donations qualify for a tax deduction, but instead of the money going to charity, it's going to you. Therefore, the tax benefits will really pile up if you contribute $6,000 to a traditional IRA each year. That's one advantage, but there are more to come. Additionally, the growth of your traditional IRA investments is also tax-free. When your stock investments increase in value outside of a retirement account, you normally have to pay capital gains taxes depending on how long you hold the stock. Given that stock market gains will account for 94% of your retirement fund, investing inside a traditional IRA will result in significant tax savings. First, when the money is invested, sparing you from paying income taxes, and second, as the money increases, sparing you from paying capital gains taxes. You can begin taking withdrawals from it when you reach 59.5, but these withdrawals will now be taxed. Therefore, a traditional IRA allows you to contribute tax-free upfront but does not allow you to withdraw tax-free in the future. Let us now discuss Roth IRAs. The timing of the tax benefits is the only distinction between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA. Recall how your traditional IRA contributions immediately result in a tax reduction for that year. You don't get that if you have a Roth IRA. This is due to the fact that Roth donations are made post-tax. So, the benefit of Roth IRAs is as follows. You can begin taking money out at age 59.5 and it is completely tax-free. Did I hear that right? Yes, tax-free. Traditional IRAs offer an early tax break but no retirement tax break. And with Roth IRAs, you receive a lasting tax reduction in retirement rather than an immediate one. So, you can benefit from a tax break both now and afterwards. To put it simply, donations to traditional IRAs provide you with immediate gratification in the form of tax advantages today, whereas contributions to Roth IRAs are a sort of delayed gratification because you must wait until retirement to take advantage of the tax advantages. So, you know how traditional IRA is different from Roth IRA. Which one do you get? First off, a Roth is not even a possibility for you if you're single and make over $144,000. If you're married, and your combined income is over $214,000, this also applies to you. Roth IRAs include income requirements in contrast to traditional IRAs. Therefore, if your income exceeds the cap, choosing between the traditional IRA and Roth IRA will be a simple decision for you. As long as your overall donations don't exceed $6,000, you can even have both. Younger folks such as millennials ought to favor Roth IRAs over traditional ones because at a younger age, you tend to make less money and are in a lower tax bracket. Since you are in a lower tax bracket, you can front-load your retirement tax-free benefit via a Roth IRA and then utilize a traditional IRA for its pre-tax benefits as your tax bracket increases as you earn more income. Nobody enjoys paying taxes. If you do, you're crazy. So, it's great that with a Roth, you just have to pay taxes once and never again. Whether you believe your tax rate will go up or down in the future is a decision only you can make. It is preferable to simply pay the taxes now with a Roth and never have to pay taxes again if they are going to be higher. It is preferable to pay taxes later in retirement with a traditional IRA if your tax rate will be lower when you retire. If it won't change, it doesn't matter whether you choose the traditional or Roth. But when you think about it, isn't it much more likely that tax rates would go up rather than down in the future? Politicians keep proposing tax cuts in order to win elections, despite the fact that the US government is currently $30.5 trillion in debt. As a result, they are simply kicking the can down the road, and eventually we will all have to pay for it through higher taxes. Therefore, if you're on the fence, choosing a Roth IRA is better. You'll have the assurance of a tax-free retirement even if taxes increase to 50, 60, or 70%. Now, what is 401k? The only difference between a 401k and a traditional IRA is that the former is sponsored by your employer. The employer match is the best feature of 401k plans. The majority of businesses will match your 401k contributions dollar for dollar. Additionally, you might only receive 50 cents for every dollar up to a percentage of your salary. Let's say the employer match was 3 to 1, it only means that they provide $3 for every dollar you put in. For us, that's an amazing deal. If your employer offers a 401k match, you should always make use of it to the fullest. Whatever match they are offering is free money on top of the potential invested growth of the account. Who doesn't want free money, right? So, what makes 401ks and traditional IRAs different from one another? In addition to those mentioned, the contribution caps are substantially larger and they are funded by your employer. As of 2022, you can contribute up to $20,500 annually, and if you add employer matching funds, you can contribute up to $61,000 annually. Therefore, you are able to save a ton of money before taxes for your retirement. IRAs provide you a lot more choice than 401k plans, which often have quite limited investing possibilities. In a 401k, you can truly choose your own stocks, and you'll probably only be able to choose from a small number of index funds. You can, however, invest in any stocks and bonds you like with an IRA. You can invest in real estate as well as buy and sell options. With an IRA, everything is possible. You can and should have both a 401k and a Roth IRA, which is generally the best combination. As long as you stay under the contribution restrictions, you are permitted to have a 401k and a traditional IRA, a 401k and a Roth IRA, or even all three. That was today's lesson of what is a Roth IRA, traditional IRA, and a 401k. We hope you learned a thing or two and maybe even plan on getting one soon. Always stay focused on learning and developing discipline, get educated, make a plan, and stay the course. If you found this informative, smash the like button, please share it with a friend, comment down below, and let us know what would you like to have made finance simple next. And definitely subscribe so you don't miss new content. Keep your head up, ears open, and always search for knowledge. See you soon!